That's the golden question, because it really helps get ourselves outside of our body, outside of our heads, into the future, whether it's 10, 20, 30, 50 years into the future, and say, this is what I want to do in my life. This is where I want to live. This is who I want around me. This is what I want to do in my daily activities. This is what my life is going to be. We're going to be able to answer that question now, which is, again, very few of us look at our lives and plan it out to where we go in a certain direction. A lot of us really just kind of flow through life. We'll plan our vacations. We'll plan our holidays, we're doing right now. We'll plan birthdays, other celebrations. We'll plan girls' nights or boys' weekends. We do all sorts of planning that doesn't involve our day-to-day life. So what we're doing here is we're looking at goals. And this past week, if you've been following me, which I hope you have, if you haven't, pause this video, take the time to go into my Instagram, go into my Facebook and TikTok, follow me on each one of those social media platforms, on YouTube here. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications and make sure you don't miss any video, because I create daily videos that help give you a little step each day in the right direction so that you can create the life that you've been dreaming of. And the way we're doing that this week, the way we're creating the life that we want, is through understanding goals. What goals are. What is a goal being defined as? And Monday we did that. We defined what a goal is through Webster's, and that's great and all. You know, you're aiming at something to accomplish something. That's good. It's a good robot description. But to really understand anything, much less a goal, to really understand it, we need to be sure that we can break it down so that it's understandable to us. Not just reciting verbiage and words. But to me, what a goal is a dream that we have, a dream with intention. That's a goal. We may dream to lose weight. That may be a dream of ours. But it's never going to happen unless we intend to do it. We put some intention behind it to where we start watching videos like this. You start following me to get more of the tools and tricks that you need to create that better life, to possibly lose that weight that your goal is, that your dream is. So a goal is a dream with intention. We're intending to lose weight. That's going to be my example for this video, is losing weight. It's a very, I think, easily identifiable goal. So we're going to lose weight. That's the goal. But that has zero legs to stand on, right? Zero. It has zero weight to it. And what I mean by all that is there's nothing behind this goal that's going to give us a sense of urgency, give us the motivation and inspiration to actually make it happen. We have no idea what we want in that goal. We want to lose weight. Okay, great. So we lose an ounce of weight. We've accomplished our goal, but I guarantee you, you're not going to change your life there. You're not going to just all of a sudden be more happy with yourself. You're not going to be healthier. You've missed the actual goal that you know what you want to obtain, but you haven't written it down. You haven't understood what it really means. Lose weight. What does that mean? So to understand what that means, we need to create SMART goals. And I'm sure if you've been in the corporate world, in any sense of the word, you've created development plans. And behind these development plans that these companies have created to make sure that you're hitting goals, to make sure that the company is making more money, you've been behind this SMART goal. You've kind of understood in the background, whether it's been told to you straight to your face or it's been kind of in the background while you're creating these goals. So you've been creating SMART goals. But let's kind of define what that means. Throughout this past week, we've defined what SMART goal is and why we need to create SMART goals. Why just saying I want to lose weight doesn't help us. So what is a SMART goal? I'm going to have it right here for you. It's specific. It's measurable. It's attainable. It's realistic. And it's time sensitive. Now you might be thinking, okay, again, cool, great. What does that mean? We want to lose weight. That's our example. Specifically, how much weight do we want to lose, right? Say we want to lose 20 pounds. Perfect. That's a specific goal. And at the same time, it's measurable. So we got to hit two birds with one stone. Why, you might ask, is because you can measure 20 pounds, can't you? We can take a measurement of ourselves today. We can step on a scale and see how much we weigh today. Now, let's say we weigh 200 pounds in our example. We want to lose 20 pounds. That's going to get us down to 180. So we've been specific, and we can measure this. We can go from 200 to 180. We know what 20 pounds is. We can measure that in a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So we're specific, we're measurable. It's also attainable. Now you might be wondering, well, how do I understand if my goal is attainable? If you're watching this and trying to create a different goal than our example. Attainable is you want to make sure that you can actually get it done. So let's say you're 5 foot in height, but you want to be a basketball player and dunk over everybody. Is that obtainable? Probably not, unless you have insane hops, like Spud Webb. If it's not obtainable, you're going to fizzle out. You're going to understand, while even you're trying to obtain this goal, while you're trying to make it a reality, that you can't actually get there. You start to understand that you can't actually make this a reality. So you're going to lose hope. You're going to go into despair. You're going to go down a spiral, a negative spiral, and become a little bit depressed because you had this grandiose goal. You went through the SMART goals, created it, but then you figured out that you can't actually do it once you set out to do it. So in the onset, when we're creating our SMART goals, when we're trying to lose our 20 pounds in our example, that's obtainable. Now, if you're 110 pounds and you're trying to lose 100 pounds, that's not realistic, is it? That's the next one on the list here. We need to make it realistic. 20 pounds is realistic. We can lose 20 pounds. We can do that, sure. So we've made it specific. We've measured it out. It's obtainable. It's realistic. Now we need to put some time behind it. Now the time as well could put a little wrench into if it's realistic or not. Because we may say we want to lose 20 pounds, but our time frame, if that's not realistic, then the SMART goal is going to fall flat on its face. It's not going to work. If you want to lose 20 pounds in one day, without cutting off a limb, it's not going to happen. So we need to be realistic in how we're creating this goal. 6 months. We're going to use 6 months as the timing for losing this 20 pounds. Can you do it sooner? Absolutely. But for this example, we're losing 20 pounds from 200 to 180 in 6 months. That's specific. It's measurable. It's attainable. It's realistic. And it's got a time stamped on it to where we have an end date. And that's what you want. You want to be able to end this goal. Not for the sake of having the goal accomplished, but so that you know this is when it needs to be accomplished. To give yourself that sense of urgency that we so desperately need. We do. We need a sense of urgency behind us. Otherwise, we're not going to care. We'll get it done tomorrow. We don't need to wake up early this morning to go out for a jog. I'll do that tomorrow. If we don't have that sense of urgency behind our goal, we're not going to do it. It's the long and short of it. So we've created our SMART goal. We have it laid out. It's a lot more specific than just saying losing weight, isn't it? That's the difference. Not just in this example, but in life. If you just go out there and say, I want to do this, without any specifics behind it, it's never going to get done. Never. You need to put these specifics behind it. Create these SMART goals. This will put you head and shoulders above anybody else. You're going to get more accomplished. You're going to feel happier about it because you're actually doing something. You're getting your ass up and you're doing something. Since you've been watching my videos this past week, you'll know that that's not where we're ending. We have smarter goals now. And with the smarter goals, I say in my videos, that's the separator. That's what separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women, the doers from the people who just talk about doing. And why do I say that? 2 extra letters, E and R. Evaluate and review. Now, the reason why I'm so strong on this is kind of the core of what I do for coaching. It's accountability. And that's what we need. Yes, creating a specific SMART goal is tremendous. It gets you on the right path. But if you don't go back and evaluate your progress, review what you've done and see what's working and what's not, we're going back to wishing and wanting something's going to happen. And we've left that. We've left that mindset, that mentality. That's in the dust. That's in the past. That doesn't work for us anymore. We're moving forward. We're moving on to create our life that we want to create. The best life possible. A more happier, healthier, joy-filled life. And we do that with creating plans. We do that with creating goals. SMART goals. Smarter goals. And that's why things need to be measurable. We can measure 20 pounds, right? We started at 200. We want to go to 180. 20 pounds is the difference. We can measure all of that. So we need to evaluate that. We need to do that. Is that on a daily basis? Is that on a weekly basis? Is that on the weekend? When are we doing this? And then we're reviewing our progress. Review how we've done this past day, this past week, this past month. If it's going to take us 6 months to lose this 20 pounds, that's our goal, that's our time frame. We can evaluate and review that this whole way to make sure on that last day, whether we've hit that weight total, that 20 pounds before that, or that last day we hit it, we know that that's it. That's the end of the goal. We're not extending this. Doesn't matter if you fall or falter throughout that 6 months. We're not extending that goal date. That's 6 months, that's it. Make sure you keep that as a solid date. Because if you move that date forward or backwards, then in your mind, in your body, in your soul, in your emotions, you're not going to really grab onto this. You're not going to really want to get this done. Because you're waffling on the date, you're going to waffle on the actions needed to get this goal accomplished, which means you're going to keep extending it out. Oh, I had this problem happen to me, so I'm just going to push this out because I was sick for 3 days. I couldn't go to the gym. I'm just going to push my goal out 3 days. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That time, we need to stick to it. That end date, we need to stick to it. So we need to evaluate and review. Yes, things are going to happen. We're going to have problems. We're going to have obstacles that we need to get over. We're going to get sick. We're going to go on vacations. We're going to lose time at the gym. We're not going to eat healthy. We're going to fall off of our journey. We're going to fall off the horse. We're going to fall off the path. We're going to fail. It's going to happen. Get back on and keep moving forward. Don't move the date. Adjust your action towards it. Now, we're going to get into that much more next week when we create action plans. See, 2 weeks ago, we created plans. We understood plans. We created them. We knew how to do that. This past week, goals. We understood what goals were. We understood what SMART goals were. And we went a bit further, creating smarter goals. So now we can do plans. We can do goals. Next week, we're creating the action plans that when we step into 2023, January 2nd, we know what we're doing. We know how we're going to do it. We've done the pitfall planning, so we know what excuses are laying out there, what problems, what obstacles, the low-hanging fruit. We know it's out there, and we put the tools and the weapons in place to combat those, to get those problems out of the way so we can continue to move forward towards our goal, and maybe even fast-track our goal to get it done sooner. That's next week. We'll talk about that next week. This week was all about creating the goals that we needed, creating the smarter goals that we need to accomplish next year or the next 5 years. However you want to structure your life, structure your future, and what goals you really want to obtain, how you want your life to be in the next month, 6 months, year, 10 years. You need to figure that out. You need to understand what that looks like, and a great way to do that, the best way I think to do that, and we did it last week, is asking ourselves that golden question. Is saying to ourselves, if I woke up tomorrow, all my dreams came true, all my problems went away, I have all the time in the world. I have all the money in the world. What is my life going to look like? What am I going to do every day? What am I going to do when I first wake up? What am I going to do throughout the day? What am I going to do going to bed at night? That's the golden question, because it really helps get ourselves outside of our body, outside of our heads, into the future, whether it's 10, 20, 30, 50 years into the future, and say, this is what I want to do in my life. This is where I want to live. This is who I want around me. This is what I want to do in my daily activities. This is what my life is going to be. We're going to be able to answer that question now, which is, again, the golden question, because now we can work backwards and say, this is where I want my life to go. These are the daily steps I need to do to get there, the weekly, the monthly steps. These are the goals I need to hit, and not just goals, but the smarter goals I'm going to create. Hit those goals, and by that time, in the next 30 years, I'm going to be exactly where I dreamed to be, where that golden question led me to. Now, I've had a couple of you message me on social media and not really understand the golden question, not really have an answer for it. And that's not a problem. It's just something that we need to work harder on. And the way you can work harder on that is to sit by yourself. Do a little bit of meditation. If you've got family, put the kids to bed, put the spouse to bed, turn off all electronics, and just sit by yourself. Ask yourself that golden question over and over until things start popping in your head. And don't think the first thing that comes. Continue to ask yourself that question and see what the reoccurring thoughts are. That's usually what you want. Not what society wants for you, not what your parents want for you, not what your extended family, your immediate family, your friends, the celebrities on social media, all the people that don't matter. It's not going to be anything of what they want for you. It's going to be what you want for yourself. So sit alone by yourself in a quiet area. Ask yourself that question over and over. You're going to get answers. You're going to get answers. So figure out what those are. Figure out how you can get to that. Once you get those answers, the rest you already know what it is. You already know how to create SMART goals. If you need to relearn that, go back through my videos. Go back through this video. Pause it when you need to. Start and stop. Play back. Whatever you need to do. Create that smarter goal to get you to where you want to be in your life. To get yourself those actionable steps that we'll be able to create next week. We'll learn to create next week. Get you that action plan that we can then move forward in January of 2023 and start really putting work in. Start really putting work in. Start really doing the stuff that we need to do to make this a reality. To not only just dream these dreams, but be able to live them one of these days, very soon. To where you can have all your friends and family around you saying, what happened to you? How did you do this? How are you living this way? How are you retired? How are you doing this, doing that? You look so happy. You're having so much fun. You're so much livelier. They're going to be in awe of you because what you did is you stepped into your greatness. You stepped into your potential. And people are going to see it. They're going to understand it. And they're going to want to do it. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video to the end. Feel free to check out every one of my social medias. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Also on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ring the bell for notifications so that you would get notified every time I post a video, which is daily during the week. The weekend is our time. The weekend is for us to enjoy life. The weekdays, that's when we put work in. That's when we put our nose to the grindstone and we start accomplishing these dreams. But the weekend is where you have some fun. A little bit of fun. Do some work, but a little bit of fun. So follow me on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to my website, jonathanscharinger.com. Find out who I am and what I can offer for you. And maybe you feel so inclined to schedule a one-on-one coaching opportunity and help you achieve the next level of your life, help you maybe get through some roadblocks, maybe understand a little bit more of that golden question, or maybe some other answers to some questions you might be having. But schedule that free consultation, and maybe we can work together and help you create the best life possible, a happier, healthier, and a more joy-filled life. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.